Guys, welcome back to another video, and by the title you know what this video is going to be about. It's all about turning yarn into something beautiful for the summer. So as from the thumbnail, I made known of the tools you need, and we are going to need a 3.5 mm and a 3.0 mm hook for the list of hooks. And then you are going to need any yarn, either cotton, acrylic, any regular yarn you have at your disposal. Grab it. You are going to also need some tape measure and scissors. So without much wasting of your time, let's get right into the video. So guys, from what you saw at the intro, I made a turtle neckline, and we are going to work on that piece for the first section. So I already made a pink piece because I'm making an orange shade and a pink shade. So I made a pink piece and I laid it down. So I'm going to give you a little demonstration on how I made this with my orange yarn, which I have at my disposal. So first I made a slip knot, and it's pretty simple. So after making my slip knot, I inserted the hook into the space I found in the slip knot, and I chained 25 for my neckline because I'm going to fold it. So next, what I did is I wrapped the yarn around the hook, went into the third space, I pulled through. I had 3 on my hook and I pulled through all 3 loops, making the half double crochet. So just go ahead, observe how to half double crochet, and do this in each space to the end of the chain. So after completing the row, you are going to chain up 1 and put a half double crochet in the back loop. So there's the front loop here and there's the back loop. You are going to put a half double crochet in each back loop all the way down, and that is how you get the stretchy effect for the neckline. So go on, put a half double crochet in each back loop till you get to the end of the row. So we are going to do a total of 30 rows for a size small to medium. And yes, basically you can just measure your neckline with a tape measure to be very accurate, but for my size I made 30 rows of half double crochet in the back loop. So next we are going to move to the base or the bottom of the dress, and I just took my hook and yarn, made a slip knot. I chained a total of 10, and then I double crochet in the third space and then in each space to the end of the chain. So then yes, go ahead, do this, and after making a whole row, you are going to chain 1 and repeat again by double crocheting in the back loops. So this is kind of similar to what we did for the neckline, except that this is a little bit thinner. It's the same half double crochet in the back loops, and you're going to make it as long as you want, and make sure you leave some space for the crisscross design. So when you are measuring your waist area, you can just subtract about 3 inches so that you can get the space. So this is what I did, and I'm done with the full row for the bottom or the base. So then guys, we are going to put this aside and make sure you leave the space for the crisscross design. So next we are going to work on the body, and it's the main thing for the coverage. So then we make a slip knot as usual, and then chain as long as that's for the bottom stretchy design you made with the half double crochet. So I'm going to chain as long as the base that you made. So I just attach them together to make sure it corresponds, and then it really corresponds. Make sure it's the same because you're going to join them basically. So if one is longer than one, you're not going to get a good effect. So after chaining as long as this, I just went ahead, took my 3.0 hook, went into the third space from the hook, and this time I'm going to put a double crochet in each space all the way down to the very end of the row. So this is how to do a double crochet. Just yarn over, insert the hook into the space, pull through, it becomes 3 on the hook, pull through 2, pull through the last 2. So you are going to do a regular double crochet in each space, and this is the most time consuming aspect of the whole top, but it's pretty easy. Just feel free, play some music whilst doing this, because I'm going to do a couple of rows to cover your bust and then under bust area. So you are going to put in regular double crochets, as I said, to the end of the row. So do this and I'll meet you. So I'm at the end of the row, and guys, this was easy. Yeah, trust me, it's easy. So I'm just going to chain up to 10 over my work and put a regular double crochet in each space till the end of the row. This is just basically simple beginner friendly double crochet all the way down till you reach the end of the row. So guys, just do this and I'll meet you at the end of the row. So then guys, I'm on the 12th row and my yarn got exhausted at this point, so I just want to basically show you how I reattached the excess yarns. And actually I didn't do this project with just normal yarn. I had some scrap yarns too of the same shade. I had to make use of it. So in case you get to this instance, I want to show you just slip stitch the other yarn and make sure you hide the seams within, and you are going to double crochet over the seams in order not to weave in after the whole process is done. So you can minimize the weaving in of the yarns by doing this simple method, and it's easy. You just hide in the seams, double crochet over, and then the seams are hidden inside the work so that you get a nice and clean work. Finally done with my whole project. This is what the yarn was capable of doing, but if you want more coverage, you can make more rows for more coverage. It just depends on you. So next I'm going to single crochet to join my base or bottom area, my stretchy effect bottom area. And yes, it's the same as the body, so I had no problem joining it. All I had to do was take my yarn and then single crochet to join, and you can take both back loops and join, but anyway, anyhow you do it, the seam will be hidden inside the work, so there's no need for you to worry about this process. This is kind of a freehand design I just sat down to visualize. So however you want it. Everyone has his or her preference, so just go ahead, improvise, add in more extra things. If you have any knowledge, you can, go ahead and make your work perfect for your choices. This is a DIY. So after single crocheting to join the piece, this is how the work is going to look like, and the seam of the single crochet is hidden. So next I took my tape measure, measured 5 inches from the end to that aspect. So I measured 5 inches away and I inserted a hook there, and since I didn't have any stitch markers, I just went ahead, took a scrap yarn and just mark that place because it's really important to do so. I also measured 5 inches for the other side as well. Took my hook and then with a scrap yarn I marked that place as well, and I just folded it in half to make sure they were symmetrical. So I realized one was a little bit further, so I just put it there to make it more symmetrical because you need accurate measurements for this. Also I measured 4.5 inches from where I marked the 5 centimeters, and this is where I'm going to work the one-handed design we saw from the beginning of the video. So next I attached my yarn to where I marked 4.5 inches, and I'm going to put a regular double crochet all the way down to where I marked 5 centimeters from the left area. So I just attached and then I chained up 2 as seen, and I went into the next space. I placed a regular double crochet over there, and I'm going to do this regular double crochet to where I marked 5 centimeters or where I placed the scrap yarn. So this row is just a regular row to where I marked, and there's no decrease, no increase. So next you are going to chain up 2, and then you are going to go ahead and make a regular row of double crochet as we did for the first row for this one-handed design. So go ahead, put in a regular double crochet all the way down to the end of the row. So I'm done with 2 rows of regular double crochet, and this is where the increasing is going to start. So next I chain 2 and I wrap the yarn around the hook. So I'm just trying to show you where I'm going to decrease. Wrap the yarn around the hook, get 3 on the hook. Like I'll come to do a regular double crochet, pull through 2, it becomes 2 on the hook, wrap the yarn around the hook, go into the next space, insert the hook, pull through, it becomes 4 on the hook this time, pull through 2, and then it becomes 3 on the hook, pull through the final 3 loops. And this time we are going to do regular double crochet in the next space and each space till you get to the end of the row. This time we are not decreasing. So do this and I'll meet you at the end of the row. So guys, getting to the end of the row, you are going to put in regular double crochet, no decrease. Don't decrease at the end of the row. You are just basically focusing on this aspect so it becomes slanted for you to get that effect from the video. So next what you're going to do is to chain up to turn over your work and then double crochet. So you are going to double crochet in each space till the end of the row. So go ahead, double crochet, and then I'll meet you at the end of the row. So getting to the end of the row, we are going to put in regular double crochets till you get to the very end. This time we are not decreasing for this particular row, but you are going to decrease for the next row. So just chain up to begin your next row and then yarn over, insert the hook into the next space. As you can see clearly, pull through 2, it becomes 2 on the hook, wrap the yarn around the hook, pull through 2, and then pull through the final 3 on the hook. And then we are going to put in regular double crochets till you get to the end of the project, and I'm going to meet you at the end. So we are done with this row and we are going to the next row. This time no decrease, but we are going to decrease at the end. So chain 2, put in regular double crochets in each space so you get to the end. So do this and I'll meet you. So finally getting to the end, and make sure you are left with 2 double crochets to make, and that's when you place your decrease. So this is how to decrease, and then you pull through the final 3 and whoa, you have decreased for this particular row. I'm beginning to see the slanting very well. So next I'm going to chain up to turn over your work, and then you are going to wrap the yarn around the hook, insert into the next space, pull through 2, wrap the yarn around the hook, insert into the next space, pull through 2, pull through the final 3. This is a decrease, and then this time I'm going to put in regular double crochets to the end of the row. So guys, at the end of the row, we are going to chain 2 to begin decrease this time as well. by just what you saw. That's the decrease double crochet all the way down to the end of the row, and I'll meet you. So for this row, we are not going to make any increase or decrease. We are going to make regular rows for a total of 16 rows, and I made my regular rows for 16 rows, and this is the outcome. So next I'm going to work on how I'm going to attach to the back section of the top. So I folded them into how it's supposed to be. So I'm going to actually join at this particular side of the top with a single crochet stitch. So then guys, chain up one and work a single crochet stitch to join all the way down, and I'll meet you. So I'm done attaching, and this is what you're supposed to have after attaching, and the seam is hidden inside, so you don't have to worry. So next I'm going to work on the borders of the top, every single border, and also we are going to work on the sleeve aspect as well. So I'm going to make my sleeves with a pink shade, and I started with 3 rows of regular double crochet by chaining up 25 and working in regular double crochets, or chaining in exactly what corresponds to the sleeve aspect as seen. So I'm going to complete my 4th row of regular double crochet, and I'll teach you what you're supposed to do next after that. So guys, I'm finally done with the 4 rows of regular double crochets. So it's time for the decrease aspect, and I'm going to chain up 2 and decrease by doing the same exact thing I've been teaching you at the beginning of the row. And now I'm going to do regular double crochets on the way down to the end of the project, where I'm also going to decrease. So I'm done with the 5th row, and this is how the sleeves is beginning to form out when you fold them. So you are going to work out decreasing rows in order to get a perfect sleeve. So next you are going to chain up to turn over your work, working a decrease in the very first row, in the very first space, and then you are going to double crochet regular stitches in each, on top of every double crochet till you get to the end. So getting to the end, you are going to work a decrease as well as seen here. So just working a decrease to make sure that your sleeves are forming up perfectly. So then guys, you are going to work in 5 more rows of decrease both at the ends, and then I'll meet you at the end. So this is what I had after making in 5 double crochet decreases, rows of decrease. So when you fold, this is how your sleeves is going to be like, so then you can work in more stitches depending on how much coverage you want. So next I'm going to work on attaching my sleeves to the top, and this is how I'm going to attach. I'm going to single crochet to join at the sides, and then make sure I position the sleeves at the right side, and yes, this is how it's supposed to be. So you're going to single crochet in the inside seam so that you don't have any rough edges. So I'm just going to put it in like this and fold my hand to join. What you're going to basically do is to single crochet to join by attaching the yarn to the armpit area, and then single crocheting all the way and slip stitching to join inside the seam so that you have a neat work. So do this and I'll meet you. So then after single crocheting, this is what I have, and this is how the inside seam looks like. So you can go ahead and make, for this stuff there's no requirement, you can combine colors or make the same color of your choice. I just decided to make this style to match the shorts, and I have a tutorial for the shorts in the description box, so if you want to check it out, why not just check it out and learn it. So now I'm going to work on the borders of the work by single crocheting all the way down. So I actually did this off camera by single crocheting all the way to give it a neat work, and then I chained 250 for the straps, the crisscross back design, and I'm going to attach the yarn at the other side, and I'm going to chain 250 also to make it symmetrical for the crisscross design at the back. I just love that particular aspect because it can be adjusted anytime. If you really make it to the seams exact size, other sizes can't make use of it. So if you use a crisscross to adjust, like, you can adjust. So yeah, I was left with some small scrap yarn. I thought I won't be able to continue, but God willing I was able. So I just slip stitch to join to the other side and chain 4 slip stitch into the 4th space, and then that is where we are going to put in the straps for the back design. So just chain 4 slip stitch into the 4th space, and we are going to do it for the same other side so that you can get at least some holes to make your crisscross design safely. As I said, I just love it, but if you like, you can just make it normal without a crisscross design. It just depends on what you want. So then this is the last chain I'm going to make, and I'm going to slip stitch into the very last space, and I'm going to have this. So this is kind of cute. I just love it. It's also kind of like a nice border. Just go ahead and do it for the other side as well. So with the neckline also, I'm going to fold in to make it more thicker. Fold it just as seen and single crochet to join, and I'm going to fix a big size button in order to fix it at your neck area. So I just finished the single crochet and I just cut off, and I'll weave in the yarns later. So I'm going to turn the work upside down to hide the seams and to get the best results with it. So you can use a rule to turn it. It just depends on you, but I just used my bare hands and I was really struggling with it. So after I turned it over successfully to hide the seams, I'm going to fix the button, and then my top is done. As you can see, I'm going to fix the neck. You can leave it like this without a tactile neck for those who are not fans of this little neck stuff, but I'll go ahead and show you how I did a turtleneck. And also don't forget to weave in the yarns to get the perfect, finishing. You can go ahead, do your borders, your edging, depends on you. So yes, as I said, I fixed the button, and I'm going to look for some hole in order to insert the button when I fix it to my neck. So this is how it's going to be. So I'm going to now move on to slip stitch to join that particular part of the top. So I just took my 3.0 millimeter hook, just turned it upside down just like that, inserted the hook in a comfortable space. I didn't really use a measurement, it's kind of freehand. Whatever works for me is what I take. So I took my scrap yarn, the orange scrap yarn, and then I just slip stitch to join to secure, and then now I'm going to just put in regular slip stitch to join. So I just actually chained one and slip stitch into every space to wherever I found myself and I was comfortable with. Actually, I don't have any accurate measurement for that, so just make sure you get a neat work outside, so the seam will be hidden inside, so you don't have to really worry about it, about the color, because it's not actually going to show. But if you are working with a plain color for both, you don't have to worry, because it's actually going to leave a clean edging and you don't have to worry about the color. So yeah, just slip stitch, waste much of your time. So this is what I had for after slip stitching, and yes, your top is basically done, guys. If you love this project, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button. This is bomb for the summer. You can send it out anywhere. It's pretty covery. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video.